In 1989, I made a trip to Holland. I took a few movies off Amsterdam and on VHS tape and decided to put them on DVD. Well, this movie is the result of that. I also made good use of some videotapes that Luc de Vries had shot in Holland when he was there about the same time. 25 years as a private eye. And what do I get? I wake up in a park on a cool fall morning with what feels like a major hangover. But that's strange, because I hardly drink. Get my head checked out in the hospital. Try and watch something on TV, but that wasn't terribly interesting. So I decided to check myself out. Board a streetcar to get back to my office because I had no idea what happened to my car. Trying to reflect on the last few days and wondered what happened to me. It slowly starts to come back to me. It started with a call I received at the office. You're calling, oh, you're in Amsterdam. Your name is Mrs. Ken.
Oh, Monsieur, I'm so glad you could come and see me at this very short notice. I told you I jumped on the plane in Canada and flew straight to Amsterdam to come and see you here because you were recommended.
My first impression of Mrs. Ken was that she was a bit odd. In some ways, she reminded me of myself. In fact, sounded somewhat like me. Perhaps she was a distant relative.
I'll be staying at the hotel. I think it's the Hotel Little Amsterdam. Yes, it's on one of the canals. I've got the address in my purse somewhere. I'll find it. I'll give it to you in a minute. Now I will give you all the descriptions. Is there anything you need to know from me? Yeah, there are a few questions I need to ask about your husband. I need to have questions answered about his height and his weight and any distinguishing features that I may be able to, that would help me in locating him, of course. This is a big city and a lot of people. Do you have any idea, first of all, why he might be in Amsterdam, what he might be doing here? He does like to go out with girls. And that's why I think he is here in Amsterdam. I'll bet you will find him in the red light district. I'm sure that's where you will find him. Because they got lots of good-looking girls there. I've seen the pictures of them.
Well, Mrs. Ken didn't have a lot of information for me. But anyhow, I decided to get onto the case immediately. Took her picture that she'd given me of a lady friend that apparently her husband had been associating with in Amsterdam. This gal possibly could be found in the red light district. That's all I knew. I had some ideas. So I knew some people that were familiar with that part of the city, so I decided to pay them a call and see what I could find out. Amsterdam is not a small city, and there are lots of people in the red light district, so I know this was not going to be an easy job.
Insurance premium
Well, the first call I made in this case resulted in little more than a couple of ladies teasing me about my real motives for wanting to find the lady in the picture. Well, I figured maybe my next call would produce a bit more information, as this man was very knowledgeable. His Dutch was not the greatest, but he knew his way around town.
Goedemorgen. Hoe gaat het?
Nothing for Germans.
Say, I've got a couple of pictures here. I wonder if you could help me. I'm looking for this individual, and she is somewhere here in the Amsterdam red light district. So, no, you you wouldn't know about that. Never seen her, eh?
Good looking woman.
Good looking woman, but you haven't seen her before. Oh, that's too bad.
So.
Well, you got my phone number.
I got.
Right? You know where my office is? Okay, so give me a call if you hear anything. Thanks a lot.
Good luck.
Okay, thanks a lot. Bye.
Bye.
Yes, this is the life of a PI. Lots of walking, lots of time spent on the telephone, even people making fun of you. They seem to be impressed with the picture, but nobody seemed to know the gal. Well, I was thinking of one fella in particular came to mind, so I decided to pay him a visit. Now, he really knew his way around the city. He was actually, from what I remember, quite familiar with the whole red light district. He used to visit there a lot. His wife used to get a little bit upset and wondered what he was doing out there. Anyhow, I figured, well, if anybody knows, it's gonna be him. And if he doesn't know, I've got a major problem ahead of me.
Well, hallo.
Hallo, Fred.
Ja, hoe gaat het?
Freddy, how's things?
Heel goed.
Ja, goed bij mij.
Ja, mooi weer, hè?
Ja, fantastisch.
Ja, het is mooi weer. So, can I come in for a
Yeah.
second? Yeah? Okay. I need to ask you if that's okay with you.
Sure.
I've been looking for this individual. I'm working on a case here in Amsterdam, and I've been asked to find a missing husband. The only picture I've got is a friend of this guy. His name is Stan. Now, her name I don't know, but I do have a picture of her, and I'm trying to locate her whereabouts.
Right.
And everyone I've talked to so far has no idea who she is. I was wondering if you wouldn't mind looking at this picture and see if you've ever seen her before.
Yeah.
Does she look familiar?
Oh, yeah, I know her.
You know her? All right.
She is Christina.
Christina?
Christina, yeah, right.
All right.
How do you know her?
No,
I
she's,
couldn't help but notice
girl
that
who lives up,
while
St.
talking
Ange.
to Luke,
St.
he
Ange, yeah.
hardly could keep his eyes off the
St.
picture.
Ange.
So have you been there?
Well, I had some coffee with her. That's Christina, for sure.
Wanneer heb je daar laatst gezien dan?
When did I see her? A couple of
En
years
waar ken je
ago.
ervan?
Well, I just had a cup of coffee with her.
Ja, dat kennen we.
Well, I'm not trying to make trouble between you two now.
No.
I hope,
It's okay,
I hope this
yeah.
is not causing a difficulty between both of you.
Oh, I
Yeah, maar je komt met a picture of a prostitute. You just show it to him and he
Well,
says right away, I know her, I had a coffee with her.
I just happened to know her. When nothing happened there. Come on.
Yeah.
Well, you better explain yourself then.
Okay.
Well, did you give your phone number by any chance?
Matter of fact, she did.
See?
Yes. Well, I mean, if she talked to somebody, yes.
You know
she
her
did.
birthday maybe?
No, I don't know her birthday. No. Yes, I do have her, just 1 second. Oh, shucks, I
Yeah,
don't.
well, give me in a minute. That
Right.
Yeah. Well, okay, Lucianne, don't be upset about this. I'm sure there's nothing going on between you
Yeah,
and
that's what you
Christina.
say. You don't know
Yeah.
him.
I mean, she's a nice looking lady, yeah.
Sure, of course,
I
yeah.
admit that.
He doesn't pick the bad ones.
Yeah. But I really appreciate it.
Thanks
Bye
for
now.
coming.
But
Okay,
I
bye-bye.
gave you the phone number.
Okay, thanks a lot. Yeah.
Good.
The information I received from Luke was extremely important. I now had the woman in the picture identified, knew that her name was Christina, and that indeed she lived in the red light district. I actually had the address, 25 Sadag, and the telephone number that Luke gave me on the way out. The only thing I was a little bit concerned about is that I had created some difficulties for Luke and Lucienne. I hope they would be able to sort that one out. My main focus right now was, of course, to get back to the office and make arrangements to meet with Madame Christina. I hope I was able to do that the same evening. Well, it seemed that luck was with me. I was able to get Christina on the phone as soon as I called her and made arrangements to see her that evening. She said, come down about 11 o'clock and we'll have a chat. I had told her that I wanted to ask her a few questions, and that's about all I said. So I made my way to the red light district, and it didn't take me all that long to find 25 Sadag. Except for a few red lights, the house was pretty dark inside, so I had no idea where to go and look for Christina.
I'm sorry to disturb you, but do you happen to know where Madame Christina is? Come on in, honey. What's your name? My name is Sam. I'm Samantha.
Obviously the wrong lady.
Well, Christina's upstairs, but why don't you
Did I say lady?
Come and join me for a drink. Yeah, I'm having a nice liqueur. Well, that probably won't be necessary. I appreciate your offer, but I am busy tonight, so thanks very much, and goodbye. Thanks again. Bye-bye.
What an ugly broad. That was the first thought that came to me. But at least she gave me information as to where Christina was, namely upstairs.
It's Freddy Euro.
Nobody answered the knock on the door.
Can I come in?
Since nobody answered like a good PI, I opened the door and went into the apartment.
Oh, hi, honey. Come on in. I'm just in the kitchen right now. I'll be right out. You just come in and make yourself at home, okay? You sit down. I'll be right with you, okay?
Someone called from the kitchen. I presumed to be Christina. Seemed to have a kind of a strong German accent. A big poster sitting there had a picture of a girl that did
I'm just
resemble
fixing a drink.
Christina.
Would you like something to drink? Yeah, if you don't mind, I'll have a drink. Let's see. Well, my preferred drink is a Ryan Coke. So I'd be happy to have a drink. Well, thank you very much, Madame Christina.
When I first saw
Mr. Euro?
Madame Christina,
Can I
I
call
got
you
a
Freddy? Is
shock,
that okay?
as she had obviously
Yeah, well,
aged quite a bit in a short period
Yes,
of time.
you were saying that you wanted to talk to me about Stan. Well, and why did you want to know about Stan? Why do I want to know? Well, the truth of the matter is, madam, I am a private investigator, and I'm not here to investigate you. I'm here simply to find a missing person. My client, it happens to be a Mrs. Can from Canada, whose husband seems to be gone, is supposed to be living here in Amsterdam, and I know this from a reliable source, is one of your acquaintances. I'm not saying client or customer, he just, I understand you know him quite well. So I was wondering if you could perhaps help me locate him. Mike, why don't we have a little toast here? Cheers. Sure, yeah, we'll have one more drink. This good, yeah, I appreciate that. Yes, I understand that you're reluctant to discuss your customers, your clients, that it's not really ethical for you. I understand that, but I'm willing to make it worth it. know, like, I'm not sure how much you earn per hour, but I can double, I can triple that quite easily. That's absolutely no problem. My client has the money to pay for this, and I'm willing to. She's pretty anxious to find out where her husband is. Actually, you know, I thought you were coming here for a business of a different kind, with more business for me than for you, perhaps. Maybe for you it would be a pleasure. Well, before we start talking about Stan, why don't we have one more drink, okay? It's really good. I hope you enjoy it. One more drink? Sure thing. Well, I do feel we need to get down to business. Ooh, yeah. Starting to get a bit of a headache here. Do you happen to have an aspirin? Oh, you're not feeling too well? You would like an aspirin? Oh, I'll see if I can find you one. A little dizzy. Feeling a little bit dizzy. Oh. Hi, Stan. Yes, it's Christina. I'm sorry to bother you, but I've got a real problem here. Well, the problem is that I had a visitor come to my apartment tonight, and he had asked me he wanted to speak to me. At first I didn't know what it was about. As it turns out, he wanted to know about you. And he's a private investigator. That's who he is. I know the name, Freddy Earl. Yes. He wants to know all about you. He wants to know who you are, where you are. He wants to locate you. No, I didn't tell him anything. Well, what I did is I put some sleeping medication in his drink, and I worked really fast. But now I've got the body here, so what am I gonna do? He's in a chair and he's out cold. What do I do when he wakes up? So you send your guy over to get him out of here? Oh, thank goodness. I can't keep him here. I'm scared. Okay, I'll tell you what. Can I see you tomorrow night? Oh, okay, I forgot. Tomorrow night you have your jam practice. You play with the guys? Oh, yes, no, you go to Lovers Lane Cafe? Oh, that's right, that's where you do play, yes. Okay, so, yeah, okay, you'll be at Lovers Lane Cafe then, and, well, how about Thursday night? Can I see you Thursday night? And we need to talk about this, okay? We really do. This is bad. This is really bad. This could get us into trouble, okay? So hurry. Send your guy over here really quickly, okay? Okay then. Thanks a lot. Bye-bye, Stan. Bye.
So this is how I came to wake up one cool fall morning in the park in Amsterdam. On my way back to the office, I remembered my little tape recorder that I had put in my pocket before going to Christina's. I found out that it had recorded the entire interview, including her telephone conversation with Stanley. And as a result, I knew that he was going to be in Lovers Lane Cafe that Wednesday night.
Hello, this is the, am I speaking to the Little Amsterdam Hotel? Oh, very good. You have a customer staying with you, one of your guests, I should say, by the name of Mrs. Can, Pamela Can. I believe she's in room 303. Would you pass me on to see if you can get it for me? Appreciate it. Mrs. Can, good morning. Yes, it's good to hear your voice again. Yes, yeah, I do need to talk to you a little bit more. There are a few more questions I need to have answered. So if you could meet with me, let's say 2 o'clock this afternoon, I would appreciate it. Okay, excellent. We'll see you then. Look forward to it. Goodbye, Mrs. Can. Yeah, yeah. Okay. We'll see you then. All right. Bye-bye. Well, Mrs. Can, I'm glad you came back in again. There were some things I really needed to speak with you in person because I could only say so much over the phone. It's good to see you again, Mr. Euro. Some serious things have happened since we last talked. I did catch up with the person that was an acquaintance, supposed to be an acquaintance of your husband. Yes, she does turn out to be a prostitute in the red light district. Her name is Christina. I found this through a reliable source here in Amsterdam. I went to see her, and I was just about to start asking her some questions about your husband and her connection to him when she offered me a drink. She put something in the drink, and what actually happened is that she drugged me. I fell sound asleep. I passed out, and the next thing I know, I wake up in the park. I'm sorry to hear about all the things that happened to you. That's absolutely dreadful. So the bottom line is this, Mrs. Ken. I'm afraid I'm going to have to up my daily rate to about 500 euros a day plus expenses. Would that be okay? Yes, yes, I will give you the check that you're asking for. Is it 500 euros? Okay, if it has to be paid, it has to be paid. I'll make sure a check gets sent to your business address right here, okay? I'll put it in the mail as soon as I get back to my hotel. Now the other thing is this, there was some information about your husband that you said you want to clear up, maybe give some more details. Would you mind taking care of that now? Now, the situation is this. I know I gave you the wrong information, at least some of the wrong information when we first met. The reason for that is that, well, I was awfully flustered and I was thinking about other things. I had so many things on my mind and I just didn't know.
During this interview, I certainly noticed again how confused and bewildered Mrs. Can was, and perhaps even somewhat neurotic. Maybe that's why Stanley wasn't with her, who knows. However, she seemed very desperate to get her husband back.
I don't want to go back to Canada all by myself. I really don't. So please plead with him. And yes, I know where you want to find your husband. And like I said, I'll do my best to locate him. If he's here, I'll find him. Okay? That's great. Well, thanks a lot for coming in, and we'll see you soon then, or at least I'll be talking to you soon, okay?
So the Wednesday evening I made my way over to Lovers Lane Cafe on Rembrandt Square in the hope to meet up with Stanley. Brought my accordion along just in case there was an opportunity to jam with the guys. Walking into the cafe, I noticed a couple of guys sitting in the bar, and one looked like he might be Stanley. I next introduced myself and kind of confirmed that this indeed was Stanley. I had no trouble getting an invitation
Have her sing the song
join
too? All right, sure.
and sit in with the band.
Johnny, no, you just come right along.
Ladies and gentlemen, Madame et Monsieur, dames and herren, can I have your attention please for a minute? First of all, I'd like to welcome you to Lovers Lane Cafe, the hot spot in Amsterdam, right here on Rembrandt Square. We've had some really good entertainment lately, and tonight is no exception. We'd like to welcome back to our stage Mr. Stanley Ken from Canada. He's going to be accompanied by a fellow by the name of Busy from the United States. Also, we have the pleasure of hearing someone from our own town by the name of Freddy Euro. He's agreed to play accordion with these guys. So let's give these gentlemen a very warm and hearty Dutch welcome. Thank you. Yeah! Take it away, guys.
We're back here again with a man with accordion.
I was very appreciative of the crowd's obvious love for the accordion, but I was definitely more curious about Stanley's choice of song, Fraulein, as it certainly seemed to have a connection to the German mistress Christina and his interest in her. I left the Lovers Lane Cafe that evening with the satisfaction of having met with the man, Mr. Stanley Can. Needed to get home for a good night's rest. as I had arranged a meeting with Stan at one of my
Gaat het?
Ik ben erg goed vandaag.
Ja.
Ja?
Ja, druk?
Nee.
Nee, niet zo druk.
Nee, niet zo.
Again, how are you? Good to see you, Stan. I haven't seen you for a long time.
Glad you make it.
Well, I'm glad you're back. You got your health back and everything.
It was interesting to hear Stanley's comment about my health, since we had not yet discussed the actual drugging incident.
I take it. Well, she's kind of a nice person, you know, and the people hang around with over there.
The discussion was not going as well as I had hoped for, so I decided to make arrangements to meet with Stanley at his barbershop.
You're a barber. Can I come back to your barbershop sometime? And,
Yes, anytime.
maybe we can talk a little bit more then?
Anytime, yeah.
Okay, let's do that. So it's good seeing you. And,
Oh, yeah.
Stanley's barbershop wasn't too hard to find. It was also on the Zeedijk in the red light district, not really all that far from Christina's. I found Stanley in his barbershop the following day, and as he was known to do, playing guitar and singing songs in between customers. I was hoping that by letting Stanley cut my hair, he would loosen up a little bit and talk a bit more freely. Stanley's barbershop was in kind of an open mall where there were lots of people and children, mostly children I should say, running
How are
around.
you?
How's the rest, Stanley?
Went for a haircut, did you?
I came in for a haircut.
So how's that nice little girl we were talking about there before? How's she making out?
Well, there's a couple of gals I want to talk to you about.
Oh, yeah.
The first one actually is a gal, she's known as Fraulein.
Oh, yeah.
You like singing about Fraulein. Who is this Fraulein that you...
Well, she's a nice girl.
Right?
You know, I used to be in the old war here years ago. That's pretty severe times, you know.
Where'd you meet her?
Well, I was over there in Germany, you know.
Uh-huh.
We were down in Dutch country, and
Yeah.
well, I think she was
You were kind of,
in between there.
You were kind of fond of her way, right?
Yeah.
And then you left her.
Well,
You went back to Canada. Is that
well,
right?
yeah. So, you know, things happen that way, eh?
Yeah, they do. Yeah. Well, the situation is now that your wife came to Amsterdam to find you.
Oh, did she?
Pamela gave me a call and said, can you help me find Stanley? I said, well, I'll do my best. And it was through Christina, who you refer to as Fraulein, German gal, that I located you at the Lover's Lane Cafe. Now, I do have a bone to pick with you, Stanley.
Oh, geez.
You do know that this Fraulein put sleeping pills in my drink and drugged me, and I woke up in a park the next day. Are you aware of that?
Oh,
I think you talked to her.
no, I haven't been talking to her.
Yeah, but I got your recording on the phone, and you were involved in that. So,
Oh, really?
yeah, you helped me get out of the house. You got me out of the house and planted me in the park somewhere.
That must have been that party we were going to or something.
Well, maybe. Anyhow, let bygones be bygones. And but now the important thing is your wife. She wants to take you back to Canada. How do you feel about that?
Oh, that's right on.
You don't mind?
No, I don't mind.
Well, maybe I can arrange for you guys to get together and discuss this and work out the details.
Why not? Sounds good.
Okay.
Yeah, I always did like her. She was kind of a nice girl.
So why did you leave her?
Well, there's a lot of things, a lot of politics and stuff, you know.
Yeah.
At that time, you know, there was a lot of stuff going on.
Stan's agreeing to go back with his wife to Canada came as a major surprise to me, as I really had thought that he was still involved with Christina. But I couldn't be happier with his new development. to my office, first of all to have some lunch and to phone Mrs. Can to bring her up to date. So I was sure she was going to be really happy with this new information.
Oh, hi, good afternoon. Freddy, you're speaking. I wonder if I could speak with Mrs. Pamela Can, please. It's quite important. Thank you. Hi, Mrs. Can. It's Freddy Euro. How are you doing? Well, I'm fine. Thank you very much. Yes, I know you've been waiting for my call. Well, I do have some good news for you. Yes, I do indeed. I met up with Stanley, both at the Lois Lane Cafe where he plays Wednesday night. Yes, as a matter of fact, I did. We made some music together. Yeah, I know. Anyhow, I made arrangements with him for the following day to have my hair cut, and so I met him at his barber shop, and he cut my hair. He talked extremely freely, and now for the real good news. Are you ready? Hang on to your chair. He wants to go back to Canada with you. How do you like that? Settle down. I know you're excited. I know you're really excited. Anyhow, he wants to meet with you, of course, and yeah, you'll be calling me for some luncheon days or dinner days. And next Wednesday night, there's going to be a going away party for him at Lois Lane Cafe. So of course we'd like you to be there. Yeah. Now we'll make sure you get there. I'll arrange for a taxi to pick you up. Oh, 8 o'clock will be fine. Sounds good. Well, I know he'll be looking forward to it, and I'm sure you'll be looking forward to it. Anyhow, enjoy the good news, and we'll talk to you later. Bye-bye.
The following Wednesday rolled around pretty quickly. Stanley and Pam had been together ever since I put them in touch with each other. And it was time to head out to the Lois Lane Cafe for Stanley's going away party. Both Pamela and Stanley were there, although Stanley was getting ready to do a show. I should say his last show.
Good evening, ladies and gentlemen. Your attention, please. Thank you. It's again my pleasure, I should say our pleasure, to welcome you all back to the Lois Lane Cafe. Tonight we do have a very special occasion on hand. Some of you may be aware of our regular and dear friend, Mr. Stanley Can, is returning back to Canada. Yeah, I know, we're all sorry to see him go. But the good side is, his wife is here. So then, with all that, with no further ado, we're going to turn the show over to you. And we want you to know we're going to miss you. And do keep in touch, and all the best. So long.
An airport limousine had been sent to pick up Mr. and Mrs. Can. The driver reported back later that the couple were extremely quiet along the way, obviously deep in thought, and wondering what the future would hold for them back in Canada.
Well, Stanley, I'm coming back to Canada. You happy? Who's that? Is that friend you know?
Whether you're on land, on the sea, or in the sky, you will see his private eye.